What is up, YouTube? It is your boy Sanchez 405 coming at you on the Warpath. It's Warpath Wednesday. Y'all saw the game. I don't even really need to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Did Mac Jones fumble that game away? Yeah, in a sense. Did we piss it away like a Ben Cotwheel pregame piss ritual? Yes, we did. It happened. There are a lot of things that went wrong. Detroit, we cannot beat this team. We are like Congress, and they are like the auto industry. DC just keeps on bailing out Detroit. I don't get this. Matt Stafford goes 4-0 against the Redskins in his career. Unblemished record. It's ridiculous. I don't get it. What he has against it. Only win record I think Jim Schwartz had when he was the head coach there. Jim Caldwell, he goes to 2-0 against the Redskins as well after his first win in 2010 as Indianapolis Colts head coach. It looked like Joe Barry returned to Detroit, and it looked like his Detroit defense back in 2008. Not that horrendous, but just starting on the offensive side of the ball. Kirk Cousins, he looked good. He found targets. Vernon Davis, not Jordan Reed, but he did okay. Miles Paul had some things. Chris Thompson coming in there playing really well on certain downs. He has become the third down back, and I think he's going to be hard-pressed to do more in this offense. And also, Chocolate Factory, y'all, he scored his first touchdown. I thought, oh my God, it's a touchdown. But I'm going to leave it at that because it was a loss, so it's really null and void. But the big thing here is, y'all, Matt Jones, 7 fumbles in his 20-game career in the National Football League. I don't know how many of those lost. This is the second one he's lost out of 3 this year. And that one was a killer. Did we leave 10 points on the field after Dustin Hopkins missed field goal? Yes, we did. But you can't do that on the road. You cannot do that on the road at any juncture. And ironically enough, all 3 of his fumbles have come on the road. Both of them were prior to wins as well. So against the Giants and against the Ravens, but until this one in Detroit, which was the real bugaboo there. I just don't know. I got Matt Jones has 1 game. He might not play on Sunday. He's having some injury problems, and he's in street clothes with his knee. So Chocolate Factory might get to go against Cincinnati. I'll get into that a little bit later. But I understand why people are low on Matt Jones. He's just not doing it. He's not getting the yardage, and Jay Gruden pulled him as quick as a monkey picks a tick off another one's ass, because that's just how you need to do it. Defensive wise, still the same issues seem to rear their ugly head. Although they did keep them under 20 points for up until that last juncture. It was kind of reminiscent of the Baltimore game. I thought we were going to pull this out again. Marvin Jones, we had no answer for him on defense. I know our hearts sank in when we saw Josh Norman, who's going through concussion protocol this week, and I just hope that he can go in London, because they are going to need him against another big receiver in Adriel Jeremiah Green, who is A.J. Green, and against Jay Gruden's former squad. Special teams, I already said Dustin Hopkins missed that field goal. That kind of hurt us as well. That would have been 3 points to tie going into possibly overtime. That would have been the Lions playing for overtime there. Or if you want to look at it the way I do, Matt Jones should have had that touchdown. That's 27 points. Doesn't really matter what we're talking about there. And but that's just how the cookie crumbles. Not really impressed by the team. Some people say this was a clean play game. No. If you want to say what was impressive, Matt Stafford looked impressive on that drive. Too much time, I said it myself. I was so excited. Jumped up and down, hopped, skipped, jumped. Even got a cramp in my leg because I was so excited. I thought we had this game. I just felt it. It's just like, you're getting ready to go. It's like you're back in elementary school. You're in kindergarten, right? And you're getting ready to go to recess, and then it rains. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. We felt like the little kids who got cold for Christmas, and that's one of the worst feelings I've ever felt. I hate losing games like that. I'd rather get blown out than lose close games like that. I don't know about you, but it just, from that standpoint, I think we're going to see a lot more chocolate factory here coming up this week. Injury-wise, like I said, Josh Norman, Brandon Sheriff, oh my gosh, I almost lost. I knew he was going to come back. That boy's country strong, you know. And that dude, he probably, like, knocks down, like, moose and stuff out there in Iowa, if they even have moose in Iowa, just for a living. That's probably what he does in his spare time. He just goes out there and, like, punches deer right in the mouth and says, oh, you're Bambi's mom. Psh, bam. Psh, I'm going to eat you and your son now. But I was glad to see him come back, too. Yeah, and now moving on to this game, and it does not get that much closer in these two teams coming up, going across the pond to take on the Bengals of Cincinnati on Fox at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please, I'm going to try this in my British accent as much as I can, as we get ready to take on Marvin Lewis for the fourth time in his coaching career as the head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals. As we see in 2004, that was a loss. In 2008, that was a loss as well. And also in 2012 with Robert Griffin III, that was a loss as well. 3-0 against our Washington Redskins. The Redskins have not defeated the Cincinnati Bengals since the Super Bowl season of 1991. Andy Dalton and company, they are 3-4 this year. They're on a downward spiral, but with the Steelers having Landry Jones, I went back to that because that was getting kind of sickening there. Hope you guys liked it. Looking for that, Giovanni Bernard, they worked Cleveland, but everybody worked Cleveland. My grandma could work Cleveland for all I know, and they're having other quarterback issues. This team, they don't get much. 3-4, 4-3 for the Skins. Offensively, they're evenly matched. Defensively, they're giving up the same amount of points, about 23 points a game, just north of that. And what would that be? Jay Gruden really wants to get this one. You know he's had this marked on his calendar. And I told my friends, I don't live too far from Cincinnati, probably about 4 or 5 hours away. And I told them, I said, hey, man, we got to come over to, we got to go across the pond to kick y'all's butt. But we're going to do it. If Josh Norman plays, I think we're good. Hopefully he can get out of concussion protocol. Trent Williams was okay. I failed to mention that in the Detroit, but he's okay. It looks like he was practicing a little bit. And Jay Reed, hopefully we can get him back, because it might come down to who can outscore the other opponent. I don't think there will be much defense, especially I don't know if Josh Norman can go, because by the time Breland was hurt for a little bit as well in that Detroit game, and it was relegated to Quentin Dunbar and Greg Toller. We have Quentin Dunbar and Greg Toller again going up against A.J. Green and company. We might as well mark that off as a loss, because they just can't stick with him. Although maybe Breland might channel, if he comes in there, he might channel his 2010 channel there when he went up against Des Bryant on Monday Night Football in Dallas. And we'll just see how that goes. Hopefully we can go into the bye week 5-3. That was my prediction. That 5-3 would be where you want to be at the very least. And I think we can get this game. I believe it. And that's another thing, y'all. I'm going to go on this. Video is going to be a little bit longer. Y'all, we need to stop giving up on this team when it looks... If there's still time on that clock, and it doesn't say 000F4TH, there's still time. Down by 10 points in the fourth quarter. Don't give up on this team. That's what people in Cleveland do. That's what fake Dallas Cowboy fans do. We're better than that. We bleed. If we say we bleed burgundy and gold, it might get rough. But at the end of the day, we cannot give up on this team. We can be frustrated. I mean, I've showed my frustration. But I honestly feel, and if I'm wrong, comment on it. I feel that we don't give up like that. We've been through so much crap with this team that sometimes we don't know how to win. And then when we lose, we feel like we're never going to get it again. It happens. Not every team's going to go 16-0. Nobody's went 16-0 in almost 10 seasons. Ain't going to happen. It's okay. If you lose 7 games, you still win a record. Yes, Dallas is 5-1 right now, going to a game they possibly can win against Philadelphia. But it's like Louis T says, I don't give a damn, and I don't either. I don't give a damn what Philadelphia and Dallas does on Sunday Night Football if the Redskins don't win. If we don't win this game, what is the word about? Because we're sitting there scoreboard watching. And we can't enjoy the quality that the Skins are putting up. This is probably one of the most effective offenses that the Washington Redskins have had probably since Brad Johnson was quarterback. How many of y'all remember that? Is this defense bad? Yeah, this defense is atrocious. This defense is like the date you never want to bring home to your mama. That's how bad it is. Yeah, she's a good girl sometimes, and you know she'll stop some things, but most of the time she just lets it all out. We've got the best kicking, punting duo that we've ever had in memory. Got a reliable kicker, although he did lay an egg. That's fine. And honestly, and like I said about Jay Gruden, you don't like him, whatever. Screw it. Give the man his props, because he's doing something that a coach in recent memory, a Redskins coach, hasn't done in recent memory, going through his second season. He is the longest tenured rookie head coach that Dan Snyder has had. Granted, the last 2 coaches that lost to Detroit were fired that following year. But I think he'll break that circle. Still have to have faith in this team. It's not over by a long shot. Does the schedule get tough? Yeah, it does. But we're focused on the Cincinnati Bengals. You go into the bye, you get healthy. Minnesota showed that they can get exposed. Arizona showed they're not that good. Philadelphia is okay. They might be a little bit stronger at home. Dallas, we'll see. But these guys, we got to focus one game at a time. Marty Schottenheimer told LT, I tell y'all this all the time, it's not about the last play, it's about the next play. It's not about the last game. We're done with Detroit. It's over with. We don't need, it's like one of my coworkers said, he says, forget about it. And we forget about it. That's over with. Is it sour? Yeah, that's what God made mouthwash for. We can wash, we can and spit it out. Because it's over with right now. We focused on the Cincinnati Bengals. We're still on safari. I said it already. We're still on safari. We got mauled by some lions. That's okay. We got scratched up. The Jeep got scratched. But we got to go a little bit farther to get them Bengals. And that's what we're going to do on Sunday, y'all. You know it. You got to believe it. We all got to believe it. Because we know this can be done. Do not give up on this team. This team will surprise y'all. It's going to surprise me too. And for the most part, I got interrupted, but that's okay. And that's what I was looking at. I was gonna go with this video because for a long time, but for the most part, believe it. We have to believe in this team. That's what we're gonna do. That's why they're gonna win. They're gonna put out the product that we want. Kirk Cousins is gonna show off across the pond. If Rob Kelly's out there, he'll run that ball. I think he's a sleeping giant. That's why I loved him in the preseason. Will Deshaun Jackson finally get going? I think he will. I just believe in this team. Is there problems? Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the defense is suspect. Joe Barry's suspect. He's held responsible for that a little bit. Has he been doing better? Absolutely. But he kind of slipped in. He's like that. I told you, he's like that bad girl that you take the mama. He slipped back in them habits. That's what happened. It's just like with Sean McVay. Slips back in them bad habits. They start throwing the ball across the court. But the field. But other than that, y'all, if you like it, subscribe it. Subscribe to me. Tell me what you think. Really, am I too harsh on us as a fan base, or am I on point? I like to think I am, but your opinions matter just as much. I love you guys so very much. I appreciate the subscription, the loves that you've given me. And just tell people, share this video, man. Because, like I said, it's not about me. It's about us as fans in burgundy and gold. And I'll be talking to you real soon. As always, like I say, love, peace, and hell. And I'm out. It's Sanchez 405. This is War on the Warpath. I'm out.